Hello and welcome to today's Buyside webinar. Today we'll be going over Buyer Match, find a match to close deals faster. My name is Eric Williams, an account manager here at Buyside. And today we'll be going over Buyer Match. But first, our agenda. What is Buyer Match? Which we'll review just a second when we hop over into your dashboard. We'll also review how to find matching buyers and listings, how to reach out to the matches, those matching buyers or listing agents, and how to search for buyers and listings, and then ultimately how to share my buyers criteria on social media and other ways. First, before we get going, I want to make you aware of some resources that you may not even know that you have. First and foremost, we have the Buyside Insiders group, where you can join a Facebook Buyside Insiders group that is comprised of all Buyside users to share tips and tricks, best ways to leverage Buyside, and a great way to ask questions of fellow Buysiders. You can simply go to buysideinsiders.com and it'll direct you to where you can join that group. Next, if you have any questions, you can simply email our world-class support team at support@getbuyside.com. We pride ourselves on our responsiveness and how quickly we can get back to you. Please don't hesitate to reach out with any questions or if we can help in any way. And then finally, we have our help center that has our videos, webinars, FAQs, any ways that we can help you. I'll show you at the end of this webinar how we can get to that help center very easily from our dashboard. Without further ado, let's get to our dashboard and get to learning about Buyer Match. So here's our dashboard. As we can see, our my buyers and my listings section. First, to define Buyer Match is on your dashboard. We house all of your buyers as well as your listings to give transparency into the inventory within your brokerage. So we can see how many buyers are matching my listing, and how many listings are matching my buyer, with the ability to reach out to those matching listing agents or buyer's agents. So first, we can see I'm going to jump into my listings. I have a listing here. As we can see, it's a coming soon at 11011 Nautilus Drive. So if I click in, we are brought to my listings detail page. We can see just quick notes about the criteria of the property, which we already know. And we can see the buyer match portion where we can see the matching buyers underneath. Now we can see all buyers are anonymized by buyer ID. As that listing agent, I want to be able to reach out. I want to know what those buyers are looking for and if it matches my property, so I can reach out to that buyer's agent. So we can see here, buyer 6323445. I can see a little bit of information about what they're looking for, what percentage match, where they came from, their desired criteria, if I've ever reached out to that agent. There are two different ways that we can reach out to that agent. First, before we move off of this page, I want to show you on the right-hand side, we can contact the buyer's agents. We see the matching buyers by buyer ID that we have matching my listing. I can simply select all, or if I want to pick the first few, I can do that. We have a pre-populated message here that I may have the perfect listing for your buyer. I've provided the property information and listing price below. Please contact me for more information. Let's see if we can make a deal happen. If we want to make it a little bit more personable, we can say, hi, I have a great listing for your buyer. Please give me a call at phone number. And we could do that. And then we could simply send an email to those matching buyers agents. Now, if I want to learn a little bit more about the particular buyer, say buyer 6323445, I can click here, or I can click on the left-hand side under buyer ID in that first column all the way on the left. So I'm going to do that. And I can learn a little bit more information by getting to this buyer's detail page, what they're looking for. We can see what target price range, location, qualification status, when they'd like to purchase by, what they're looking for in property types, bed bath count, and their last activity. We can scroll down and we see desired locations as we want to see them. Or we can identify who that buyer's agent. If we know this buyer's agent, we can simply pick up the phone and give them a call. If not, we have, again, that pre-populated message there. We can simply click on our listings that match and click send, and we can reach out to that buyer's agent. So it's very easy to be able to identify and contact buyer's agents that match my listing, particularly as it pertains to coming soon listings, but really all the way through, we can see whether it be an active listing or a coming soon, we can see who those matches are and reach out to them. Now, if I am a buyer's agent, I can go to my buyers and I can see my buyers here. We could see their buyer ID. We could also see their name because they are our client. We can see the listings that match, whether it be on the MLS or not on the MLS at the time. Emails, if we'd like to receive emails from other agents regarding this buyer, where the buyer came from. As we can see, it was a saved search, their desired criteria, desired purchase date, and archive. Along the way, we can see the edit buttons. If anything has changed, we can simply make those edits very easily. Just click on that button and make those changes. The archive button is if the buyer has gone off the market, has purchased, or just decided not to buy, we can archive to make sure that we can show them no longer as an active buyer. I have an example here, John Smith. I can click in, see the information that this saved search from John Smith. We can make those edits if necessary. We could also see that there are 9 listings found. The same type of user experience as we saw as a listing agent, we are now seeing also as a buyer's agent. We can see that we have the ability to reach out to those matching listing agents. We can reach out to all matching 9 or just the first one if we'd like. We can customize our messaging if we'd like as well. Very much like on our listing, we reached out or we want to learn more about that matching buyer. We can learn more about this matching listing by simply clicking that MLS ID. We can see both on the left and right side. And then don't forget to hit send email. Now, if we have a buyer that we'd like to announce on social media, we have a buyer. We could even use our buyers as a great way to even generate potential seller leads, saying if anybody knows of a property that would match my buyer's criteria, please reach out to me. Maybe it's somebody that's interested in listing. But what we can do, we can share on social media. We can share this public profile, which you'll see there just a little bit about their criteria of what they're looking for, and that I am their their buyer's agent, so they can reach out to me. If I want to share, I can just simply hover over the social media icons, click on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, whatever we would like to send it out on, and it'll bring you to a pre-populated post to post that on the social media platform of your choosing. A couple other things to review now that we've seen how we can, as a listing agent, reach out to matching buyers, and as a buyer's agent, reach out to matching listing agents. We can learn a little bit more about if we'd like to find some buyers. Maybe I don't have a buyer or a listing right now, but I'd like to learn a little bit more, maybe to canvas or farm certain areas. We can look and find buyers. And there's a search functionality here. If I want to look by zip code, neighborhood, school district, buyer ID, I can simply look into the criteria here and we could see the matches on the left-hand side, as well as in the map view. It's the same experience if we wanted to do non-MLS or all listings. And one more thing that we wanted to cover was how to add a listing or a buyer. If I want to add a buyer, I just ran into an old friend that's looking to buy. I met them at the coffee shop. I said, hey, I got this great tool that can give you great inside track when it comes to coming soon listings within my company. I can take a look right here and add a buyer. It's just a short form that we can select what they're looking for. So we must show at least one location. So in this case, I can look here, start typing, and we must select from the auto suggest dropdown. So as we type Boca Raton, I can select whatever zip codes that I would like here. If it's all of Boca Raton, I can select all, and I'll pre-populate all of the zip codes. You'll see here the highlighted or bold criteria here that must or required must be entered. We can see by bed, bathroom count, property type. We could have public comments that they must have a large backyard because they have 3 dogs or what have you, as an example. Qualification status, minimum price, maximum price, purchase by date, and the type of buyer that they are. One neat functionality here is at the bottom. If we'd like to have some alerts that are sent to either me or me and my client, if a coming soon matching list comes on to Buyside as a coming soon listing, we can alert your client directly, of course, if it matches their criteria. So simply, we can click this, this button right here. We could enter their name and email address. That is simply just to be able to email that client. You don't have to put anything. This is just an optional section here. And then we click Add Buyer. And and off we go. We have a coming soon listing or a quiet listing. We can simply add it right there under Add Listing. We are brought here. A coming soon listing must have a listing agreement to enter the property. We can click in, and we have a few of the required fields here: street address, which visibility, whether we want it to be confidential or viewable by all users, their address. As we put in the address, it'll auto suggest and fill out a lot of these forms here. So we'll be able to pull in from whatever data we can: bed, bath count, property type, etc. Asking price, you would enter when it's going to go live in the MLS, when the showings will start, and then we can upload our photos here. Please keep in mind that you could add up to 20 images, and they must be less than 5 megs. So we've reviewed our dashboard, our buyers, our listings, how to reach out to matching buyers or listing agents. We have gone over how we can share our buyers' criteria, how we can add or search for listings or buyers. One last thing that I'd like to review that I mentioned at the top during our agenda is how to get to our help center. So if we go and scroll over our name in the upper right, we can see the drop down and we can see help. We click on help and it brings us to our Buyside help center. It's a great functionality where if you want to, you can type in any questions, how to add. So it's auto suggests how to add buyers. And we have webinars, articles, short videos, and FAQs on how to do anything within the platform. So that is our webinar. One last reminder, if you'd like to join Buyside Insiders, please visit buysideinsiders.com. If you have any questions, support@getbuyside.com. And our help center has all the resources that you'll need on demand to be able to navigate Buyside. Thank you very much for attending and take care.